Hey family, it's Chef Sheila again with Cooking with What You Have. And today the menu is a beef, mushroom, and carrot stew with cornbread on the side with a dollop of honey butter. And it's a very hearty but light meal. It's just a couple of ingredients, and it's very simple. The only thing that it's a little time consuming because it needs to cook a little longer, like an hour and then another hour, so a total of like 2 hours. But needless to say, it's a very, very delicious meal. Let's get it started and have fun with this. Here we have our carrots, our corn, onions, and salt, pepper, and the tomato paste, olive oil, and our potatoes. There's our thyme and our beef stew meat. Here's our bouillon, and what I did is I just added the water and made it into 2 cups. So that's 2 cups of the bouillon. Here's the tomato paste. We're going to add that to the liquid mixture and stir that up, get it all stirred up in there very well. And here we have our flour. We're going to coat the stew meat, and you only need a couple of tablespoons of flour, just because you just want a little bit just to coat it, and your salt, pepper. Season well. I'm always told I don't season enough, but here we go. Okay, we're going to coat that meat with the flour. And just coat it as well as you can, because sometimes it may get on one more than the other, but that it'll be fine. So go ahead and add your olive oil. Heat your olive oil up, because you want to have it very warm when you put your meat in, because you just want to sear it so that you can sear in the juices. So stir it up in your olive oil. I have this actually on like a high heat, which is fine. Look at that brown, how beautiful that looks. Yeah. So once you've cooked all your stew meat, we're gonna put it into our dish that we're gonna prepare it in. And I'm doing this in 2 batches. So that's the second batch, just so that you can get a really good sear on your meat. Keep those juices in. And here we go. That looks really good. And we're just going to add that to the first batch. Lovely. Look how nice and brown that is. It's going to be very good. It's all seasoned and stuff. Okay, we're going to chop our onions, and we're going to do it on a medium cut, and just cut up 1 small onion. That's all you need, is 1 small one, or unless you like a lot of onion, go ahead, do it. Okay, we're going to add that into the pan that we just took the meat out of, so that we can get some of those juices and flavors on the onions. In the meanwhile, I'm going to cut up a carrot. And this is about a cup of carrot. And you want to do those in a small dice. And just cut them in halves. And it's so easy to go ahead and use your peeler. It saves a lot of your product, and it slices it really nice and thin so that you'll have a lot of product left. So here's our mushrooms. We're going to slice those up. And just slice them thin, thick, however. So got those. So now we're going to add our meat to our onion mixture. And I've got this on a medium heat. And just stir that up and coat it with all those flavors that were left over in the pan. Now we're going to add our very vibrant carrots to the mixture and just coat those as well and stir them all up and get them all situated in there. Lovely, lovely. Now we're going to add our liquid and just stir it up and make sure that you get all the spices all stirred up in there very well. And I'm going to add some dried thyme to this. And it's easiest when you just grab from one end and pull against the leaf, and it'll come off a lot easier. So we're going to need actually about a tablespoon of that. Okay, we're going to add that to our pot. Thyme's a really good season for stews and a lot of other things as well. So we're going to put a top on it and let it cook for an hour and 30 minutes. So now that it's cooked for a while, because we want the mushrooms to stay a little bit firm, so we're going to add the mushrooms, and look at that. That just looks delicious. And it's going to cook for another about 30 minutes. And so while that's cooking, I'm going to make the cornbread. So I'm going to add a little corn to this bread, just something a little different. It just makes it fun. So now I just put the oil in for the cornbread, as I like to warm it up a little bit, you know, when I put the cornbread into the pan. So here we have our milk, 1 cup of milk, 1 egg, and 1 cup of oil. So I'm just going to stir this all together to incorporate it. Stir it very well, and then add the contents of your cornbread mix. And then just stir that together. Just whip it up, really good, and then get it all immersed together. So once we've got it all mixed together, we're going to add the corn. Okay, so we've got the oil heated. So the corn has been added, and now we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven and bake it at 425 for 30 minutes. Okay, so here we plated it. Look how beautiful, with some fresh thyme on top. We've got the cornbread with a dollop of the honey butter. And here we go. What a feast. Let's get to it.